When I say the name Hades, what do you think about? Do you think of a Greek god? Or maybe a passage from the book of Revelation? The undead king, lord of darkness, death, despair, all these evil things? Or maybe you think about a Disney villain that has a blue flame for hair. I don't know. Well, today we're going to be looking at a lightsaber from a company called YDDSaber. And what did they name this lightsaber? Hades. So, without further ado, let's get right to it. Welcome, all my Jedi and Sith companions. If you're here for the first time, I'm very glad you could make it. I am your host, the Frugal Jedi, and today we'll be unboxing and reviewing the Hades lightsaber by YDDSaber. Don't forget to click that like button and subscribe to my channel. And also, there's a bell icon down there, so if you click on that, you'll be notified as soon as I post anything new. And I have a lot of new stuff coming. The Hades lightsaber by YDDSaber comes in a variety of colors for the hilt. You can get black, silver, gold, gunmetal, red, or blue. So after you've picked your color of hilt, you can choose the soundboard that you're going to have with it. So there are 3 different options, and the price of the saber depends on the soundboard. So you can get a 7 sound font board, and the price for that one is $36.19 US. You can also get the 12 sound font board, and that one, the price is $49.37 US. And lastly, you can get the Pixel soundboard. The price for the Pixel soundboard jumps up quite a bit. It is $99.98 US. So what is a huge price difference between 50 bucks and 100 bucks almost from 12 sound font to Pixel? I haven't talked about Pixel or NeoPixel or XenoPixel. Those types of lightsabers have the lights built into the blade. Extremely cool. You can do a whole lot more with those types of lightsabers, but they are more expensive. I'm going to be reviewing one in the future, pretty soon, really soon. Just, I don't want my wife to know I ordered one, so shh. By the time this video is released, I'll already have gotten it. She'll fall in love with it. Everything will be good. Now, whether you choose the 7 sound font or the 12 sound font, everything I'm about to describe to you will be the same. I'm not going to talk about the Pixel version because that's a completely different ballpark. So we're just going to focus on the RGB style, which is where the light's built into the hilt. So it has 15 light colors. You also have the infinite color change. You have different volume modes, high, medium, low, and mute. You have flash on clash. You have sensitive smooth swing. You have the lockup function. Everything you'd expect in a lightsaber. So I think it's time we should point the camera down at the table, take a closer look. You get the USB-C charging cable, the Allen key, and those little screws to attach the blade to the hilt. You get an instruction manual, and this will tell you how to activate all the different features. You get the blade, which is 32 inches long, has this clear plastic on it for protection during transport, and this clear and this black thing at the end, which you're going to take off. And of course, the hilt. So I chose the black model with 12 sound fonts. And I love how this one looks. This is polished black It has all these beautiful accents in silver, all these silver bands around the emitter. The grip is elongated, so it's going to feel really nice holding it with two hands. Has a really unique looking pommel too. That dome shape really helps the sound to sound more full and not so flat. YDDSaber uses their own soundboards. So it's a lot different than the previous lightsabers that I've reviewed, where the button kind of does the same thing on different lightsabers. You get the 1 flash, 2 flashes, 3 flashes, so forth. It's different with this saber. It's a lot different. So as a wise old Muppet once said,
"You must unlearn what you have learned."
I think I had something stuck in my throat there for a second. To turn the lightsaber on from sleep mode, you're going to click the button once, and now it's in standby mode. While it's in standby mode, the button does a whole bunch of different things. If you double click it,
I am Bastila Shan.
this will cycle through the 12 sound fonts. I'm going to list all the sound fonts in the description below. Now, one of the 12 sound fonts is a little different than the other ones. Do you remember that song from Sesame Street? One of these things is not like the other. Well, believe it or not, they put, get ready for this, a Sailor Moon sound font.
I can be a Sith Lord and cut down younglings to the sound of musical chimes and bells.
I suppose you can, if you want. And I can't even criticize the company for doing that. I mean, I think it's pretty cool and hilarious that you have this saber with this menacing look. Definitely looks like it belongs to a Sith Lord. And at the same time, you have a Sailor Moon sound font. Pressing the button 3 times fast.
I'll show you the dark side. I'll show you the dark side.
So that adjusts the volume. And you have 100% volume, 66% volume, and 33% volume. There is also a mute function, but to do the mute, the saber has to be on. So I'm going to turn the volume back to high. 1, 2, 3.
I'll show you the dark side.
Pressing the button 6 times fast. We'll put it back into sleep mode. Clicking it again puts it back into standby. Now let's turn the saber on. To turn the saber on, just click the button once. And now it's on. Clicking the button once will create that blaster function. Holding it down till it flashes once does the lockup effect. Clicking it again turns off that locking effect. That's pretty much the only thing that's the same between the previous sabers and this one. Clicking the button 2 times fast.
Color switch.
This will switch the colors. And to switch through the 12 colors, you just double click and it'll go through all the colors. Let's do yellow today. To lock it in, just click once, and now it's locked in. Clicking the button 3 times fast has 3 different functions. So it will cycle through all 12 colors. And if I want to stop it, I'm just going to click the button once to stop it. So we'll wait till it goes back to yellow. Okay. Clicking it 3 times again does that unstable look. The unstable look will only stay on as long as you don't touch the button. As soon as you touch the button, it will shut off. So you can do the flash on clash, but you won't be able to do the blaster function. So shutting it off, click it once, shuts off. Lastly, 3 clicks. 1, 2, 3. This starts the infinite color change, where it blends from one color to the next. And of course it's slower because it's going through all the colors. So we're just gonna wait till we get back to yellow. Generally, I don't like using this mode just because it is a little slow. Okay, there's yellow. So I clicked it and it stopped. Let's click it 4 times.
Mute.
Clicking it 4 times mutes the saber. So you can only mute the saber while it's activated. Clicking 4 times again will turn it back on. To put the saber back to standby mode, hold down the button. And it's back in standby. You can also turn the saber on using motion controls. Flick your wrist, turns on. And again, turns it off. So I'm going to turn it back on with a flick. Okay. Now to select sound fonts using motion control, you're going to hold down the button and you're going to flick your wrist without letting go of that button.
I am no Jedi.
Come. We're keepers of the peace, not soldiers.
So that's a cool feature. And lastly, while the blade is on, if you click the button 6 times fast, it'll take it right back into sleep mode. Just like that. So I've gone over all the features that the saber can do. It's time to dim the lights and demonstrate this saber. That brings us to the end of this video. My final thoughts. But before I delve into the saber and talk about it, I want to rewind a little bit and go back to the overview where I was talking and explaining how to switch the light colors. I kept saying 12 different light colors when actually there are 15. I was getting mixed up between the 12 sound fonts and I was just saying 12 sound fonts, 12 colors, but no, there are 15 colors to choose from. Right, so my final thoughts on this saber. This saber is incredible. It has a ton of features. It has this beautiful hilt, elongated so that for 2 hands, even if you have large hands, you're not going to have a problem holding this. Sound quality, really good. Uses a bass speaker. I do wish it could have been a little louder, just a tiny bit louder. And the reason it's not as loud as I like is just because of where the speaker is inside the hilt. Because they've added a little extra length to this, the speaker is further up inside. So it's just a little harder for that sound to come out. Not to say that it's not loud, it is, but I would just like it a little louder. Personal preference. The other thing is the blaster function. When you click the button for the blaster function, and let me do it now. Okay, there's the Sailor Moon sound font. Let's just switch that to something that's Star Wars.
Luke Skywalker.
All right. So when I click that blaster, you can see that there is a delay. I would have liked it to be a little more responsive, so when I click that button, I get that blaster effect right away. Again, it's a minimal thing. So out of 5 stars, what am I going to give the Hades? The Hades by YDDSaber gets a 4.2 out of 5. Really good score, great saber. If you do want to get one, I'm going to put a link in the description that'll take you right to the product page for the Hades. And I'm also going to put a link to YDDSaber's store. Check them out. They have a lot of different options for sabers, different prices as well, depending on what you want. Lots of customization options. They have movie replica hilts. Just check them out. They're awesome. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, maybe there's something you'd like to see in a future video, feel free to put a comment in the comments section. And don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell icon so you can be notified when I post something new. This is your host, The Frugal Jedi, and I'll see you next week.